night?
I was out on an emergency call visiting a patient in Westminster.
Why isn't that patient in court today to verify your statement?
Because he died later that night.
What time was on the...
With that accusation, the reaction was less restrained and certainly less professional than it should have been. And the thing that pains me the most is any criticism that has been directed at the court because of conduct of counsel in my...
Courtroom lies that backfired spectacularly. Courtrooms are meant to be sacred ground for justice. They are places where truth isn't optional. It's everything. Yet, time and time again, people walk into courtrooms convinced they can outsmart the system with a lie. What follows is often a spectacular unraveling. In this video, we explore 3 explosive, real-life courtroom cases where lies under oath didn't just fail, they detonated in front of the entire world. These were no small mistakes. They destroyed lives, reputations, and careers. Case 1. Tommy Sheridan versus News Group Newspapers Limited. Our first case begins in Scotland, with a man whose political career was built on passion, principles, and powerful speeches, Tommy Sheridan. As the leader of the Scottish Socialist Party, he had the public's ear and admiration. But all it took was one scandal and one lie to bring his world crashing down. In 2006, Sheridan sued a tabloid, News of the World, for defamation after they accused him of attending swingers clubs and engaging in extramarital affairs. He passionately denied the allegations in court, branding the newspaper as a purveyor of lies and smut. The jury, seemingly swayed by his charisma and conviction, awarded him damages. But what Sheridan didn't anticipate was that evidence would emerge proving the tabloid right. A secretly recorded video, later leaked to the media, showed Sheridan admitting to attending those clubs, directly contradicting his sworn testimony. Investigators reopened the case, and this time, it was Tommy Sheridan on trial, not for scandalous behavior, but for lying about it in court. The fall from grace was dramatic and public. Sheridan, once the voice of the working class, became a cautionary tale about pride, power, and perjury. The damage wasn't just legal, it shattered public trust, political influence, and his own legacy. Case 2. Regina versus Jeffrey Archer. From Scotland, we move to England, where best-selling author and politician Jeffrey Archer found himself at the center of one of the UK's most shocking perjury cases. Archer wasn't just a popular novelist, he was a member of the House of Lords, a former deputy chairman of the Conservative Party, and a master of public image. In 1987, Archer sued a paper for publishing claims that he had paid a sex worker. He adamantly denied it, stating under oath that the allegations were entirely fabricated. The jury sided with him, and Archer was awarded a substantial settlement. But beneath the polished exterior, a darker truth simmered. Years later, in 2000, Archer's former friend and personal assistant handed over damning evidence, his personal diary, which detailed how he had constructed an alibi and orchestrated false testimony. Even the woman involved came forward, confirming the original story. The case was re-examined. This time, Archer was in the defendant's seat. Prosecutors accused him not just of lying under oath, but of manipulating the entire justice process to save his reputation. In July 2001, he was convicted of perjury and perverting the course of justice. The scandal rocked the political and literary worlds. Archer, who once topped bestseller lists and delivered speeches in Parliament, now spent his days behind bars. His fall was a sobering reminder that lies, even sophisticated, calculated ones, don't stay hidden forever. Case 3. The People versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA 097211. Our third and most infamous case takes us across the Atlantic to the United States, into the courtroom of one of the most high-profile trials in history, The People versus O.J. Simpson. In 1995, the world was riveted as former football star O.J. Simpson stood accused of the brutal murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ron Goldman. The evidence seemed overwhelming, but the trial would take a dramatic turn, thanks in part to one man, Detective Mark Furman. Furman had discovered key evidence that placed Simpson at the scene. As a lead investigator, His testimony was crucial to the prosecution's case. But under cross-examination, Furman was asked a seemingly simple question. Had he used racial slurs in the past 10 years? He responded with a confident no. That answer would come back to haunt him. Soon, defense attorneys obtained tapes recorded years earlier, tapes in which Furman not only used racial epithets, but described acts of police brutality and bigotry. His credibility crumbled in real time. The lie didn't just ruin Furman's reputation, it tainted the entire case against O.J. Simpson. The defense seized on it as proof of bias and misconduct. The jury, already skeptical, saw a reasonable doubt, and Simpson walked free. Furman was later charged with perjury and pled no contest. Though he avoided jail time, his name became synonymous with dishonesty in law enforcement. The outcome of that trial still sparks debate, but one thing is clear: Furman's lie changed the course of history.
Detective who was convicted of lying during his testimony in the Simpson trial is not allowed to work in law enforcement again. That ruling about Mark Furman due to a California police reform law. He retired back in the 90s, and it's not known if he would even want the job and return to the job, but this decision makes that impossible. Furman pleaded no contest to perjury. He's not commenting.
Tommy Sheridan, Jeffrey Archer, Mark Furman. These aren't just stories about perjury. They're stories about how the truth, no matter how deeply buried, has a way of clawing its way to the surface. In each case, the lie seemed small at first, contained, but lies are rarely isolated. They unravel everything around them. These men gambled with the truth. They lost more than just their cases. They lost their credibility, careers, and public trust. Thoughtful. So what do you think? Which courtroom lie shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're fascinated by real-life legal drama, make sure to subscribe. We've got deep dives into more unbelievable trials, cross-examinations, and justice served.